Yes, sir. Here we go. Back, back again. Dang, feels like it's been a minute. Probably because we haven't had no fights this weekend, right? So we back in action. This week is supposed to have some good fights, though. I mean, there was one Bellator fight this weekend. That's about it. And I still got to watch like the last round of it. Oh, let's see. Savage WMMA back in the building. Savage WMMA back in the building. I haven't seen him in a minute. Um, let's see, y'all. Okay, so yeah. Not much going on this weekend, but I said I had to come on anyways because it's another fight week, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Just some things, of course, I want to address again. You know how it is. Like sometimes it can feel like it's beating a dead horse, but it's the sport that I cover. It's the sport that I like. So when people talk crazy, I can't help it. I can't help but just acknowledge, not acknowledge, but just shut some people down. You know. All right, hang on here. Let's see. All right, got Savage WMMA. He said, "Salute." He's been missing in action. That's for some of the people that don't know who he is. I know who he is, but some of y'all don't know who Savage is, but I do. Lolita, what's up? She said Lomachenko or Loma Labuni. Two Beats, what's going on? Marcus Bell. Sync, what's up, man? He said, is Miesha Tate actually taking the fight? I don't think so. It's just a good call out. She hasn't yet. James G, what's going on, man? And let's see who else. Maverick is still fighting this weekend. Yes. Salute to Lolita. What's up? Yeah, I could have went live yesterday for a little bit, but I was like, there's really, I was looking at boxing, and I was on and off the UFC card. There wasn't really nothing, too big that I was missing, but I didn't feel like going live yesterday with no action. So yeah. Um, hang on here. We got like 15. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Always appreciate that. What's up, James Prez? Let's see. Savage said Valentina shutting down Manon Grasso without even lifting a finger. Oh man, listen to him. Come on, man. Manon. Look, I rise with Manon, man. But when you're talking Valentina and you're just talking logic, I mean, hey, Savage is being Savage. See, Savage is never illogical. You know what I mean? Like he makes sense. He's savage, but he still makes sense, right? That's why I give a lot of respect to Savage WMMA because people get mad because he's savage, but what he's saying still has a lot of sense to it. He just don't talk crazy and like he don't get so caught up as like a fanboy does about Weili. You know what I mean? They think Weili is Superwoman, like she's going to just destroy Carla and Carla doesn't have a chance. No, there's still logic to what he's saying. Like Valentina shutting him down is very, very highly possible. I mean, especially when you're not coming in there with the confidence, right? When you're not coming in there with the confidence, it does put you in the position to get shut down. I mean, yeah, I mean, just saying. And he has some years in the game too, so I'm gonna respect where I'm gonna respect where Savage is coming from. Mojo, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, Savage. Hey, look, like I said, I do too, but I'm still give her a chance though. Like I'm giving her a chance in the fight. I mean, it's never over until Valentina completely does her thing. That's what makes it a thing of beauty, right? James G said the possibility of Carla holding Weili down is there, unfortunately. Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. That is all I'm saying. The possibility is highly there. Because when people always try to act like it's not there, I get annoyed. Weili wouldn't be putting in all this work. Weili would not be putting in all this work if this was such a walk in the park, right? I mean, she trains hard for every single fight, but it's still like, come on now, think with logic, think with some logic, man. Like, I don't even have to be Team Weili or Team Carla in this situation. Like, I'm just going off of what I see, not just off of one fighter. Like, y'all get so caught up sometime and just, and just be so ridiculous with it. Like, y'all get so ridiculous with, how you would analyze a fight. It just don't make any sense. Like the way Tatiana shut out Carla, that would happen time and time again, just because, she's a bigger, stronger, better wrestler, right? She just got the size and that style combined, and it imposes, it just cancels everything Carla has out, right? It just cancels everything Carla has out. There you go. See, Savage said it. I doubted Carla once. I won't question Cookie Monster's chances in this fight. You better not. I tell people that all the time. They doubted her, man. And they act like it's going to be so easy. I mean, what happened whenever Weili fought Rose the first time? I picked Weili the first time. And what did Rose do? And that's just how it goes sometimes. You just got to take that. I mean, that's what it is. I know this is a new day, but still, like, you think Carla's not training? Carla's training. I know who you want to win, and I know who y'all in love with dog, man. Come on. Like, we got to think with some sense sometime. Oh, Wild Tiger Zaman, what's going on? James Perez in here. What's going on? But yeah, let me backtrack here. I'm just kind of letting some of y'all come in here. Got like 21 people in here, and just waiting for a few of y'all. But since y'all are all here, let's talk about what I want to talk about first. Let me think. What am I going to talk about first? Yeah, since we got 20-some people, let's talk about Carla and Weili. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Carla and Weili now. Carla versus Weili coming up 2 weeks. UFC 281, right? UFC 281 co-main event. Haven't really, like, it's normal. We hear a lot from Carla. We don't hear a lot from Carla, but that's normal. Hear some things every now and then, and she's been speaking out a little bit. Letting people know that she's ready for this fight, that she's excited. She's looking forward to it, and she's been training. Working on her strength and everything. And I can't. James Perez said, "Keep the obvious for last." No, we're gonna start it off this way. Carla, she's never. I'm not gonna like I said. I've never been one to just like jump on her just about her actions and things like that. Like, she's never really been one from day one to really step out of the box and just talk a bunch of trash. Like, I know back in Tough House, she hung with that crew. If you go all the way back to what was it, Tough, with the Strawweight House back in like 2014. Carla was always hanging with that crew. Like, she had that type of crew, but she was always different when it came down to fighting. Her attitude changed. Like, those are just some of the people she talked to, like Beck and them. But when it came down to fighting, I mean, heck, she beat Beck back in Invicta. She choked out Angela Hill in the house. So she's always been about her business. So I'm not really the type to say, oh, she's gonna be that type of fighter to be, I got to talk trash. I got to step up my game and do like this. No, she don't have to be like that. See, I said Carla versus Valentina at 115. I don't think so. I don't think she can make that weight. She probably gonna kill herself. Valentina will. Valentina walk around at what, like 130? But if she came down to that weight, I'm sure something would suffer. With her trying to squeeze down to that. That make her almost look like, She's malnourished or something. Probably look almost like Joanna or something like that. So I wouldn't do. Yeah, I don't think she need to do that. 115. I like her chances better at 135 at some point, because I think her packing on muscle would definitely help out her physical strength, more so than her trying to lose the little muscle that she has and staying at 150 and trying to challenge Carla at 115. That'd be crazy. But yeah, Carla, like I said, she's always been about her business too. She's a solid fighter. Of course, she just has certain things that don't stand out about her compared to a fighter like Weili. Now, when you look at Weili, her climb to the top, it did look impressive against the fighters she's fought. But, she definitely kind of shows some weakness in her Rose fights, right? No doubt. She definitely shows some weakness in the Rose fights that sent her back to make her say, and her team kind of analyze and say, okay, we got to work on this. We've never been here before. Like, not even just skill wise, but like mental wise. You know what I mean? Even just mental. That's something about Weili that had to be tested, and it was in those Rose fights. And then you seen her kind of change up her game. She had the culture shock. She moved here with an American team now, worked on her wrestling. She's been working on her grappling, just kind of introducing herself to how the attitude of Americans are now. So for Weili, it wasn't like a full 180. It was just something that she just had to be woken up to, if that makes sense. Like, you see fights, she's seen fights and she's seen Americans how they act, but like actually, being at this high level in a championship fight against somebody like Rose, and where the crowd gets kind of rowdy, if they get amped up in a certain way, it just kind of took her off guard, I think. But now since then, she's kind of getting a little bit more acclimated to it, and just opening up and settling in. So I think that's going to help Weili in this fight too. Being more so open to what's ahead in this style of just overall in the UFC. You know what I mean? Just getting acclimated to something that's just focused on Americans so much. Let me see. Oh boy, got some spam coming in here. James Press said Carla's already overachieved in my book. Any good win is just adding to her legacy at this point. Yeah, I mean, for somebody of her size and her skill set, like, Carla doesn't have like the most well-rounded skill set, but in a way it's kind of limited. But you have to give her credit. Like, for what she's been able to accomplish, she picked up 3 belts. Like I said, 3 belts is 3 belts to me. You know what I mean? Like, people want to argue with me about this too, trying to say Invicta FC don't count. It's professional fights. Y'all want to argue with me about that too. Invicta FC may not be UFC level, but the girl is a 3-time champion, 2-time in the UFC, 1 in Invicta FC. Argue me on that. I mean, it's professional sanctioned fights, like I said, so it's a belt that counts. Everybody want to downplay something. Everybody always trying to downplay something. Just use your common sense. It's a professional belt. Invicta FC counts. It's all women. It's an all-women organization, and it's professional. So she's a 3-time champion to me. She's a 3-organization champion. So yeah, anything she pulls in is adding to her legacy, like you said, because she has accomplished a lot for somebody her size. She's accomplished a lot for somebody her size. People think she should be an atom weight, but she be hanging in here. You know what I mean? She's hung in here with the likes of Marina Rodriguez, beats Yan Xiaonan, arguably beat Claudia Gadelia. She was outgunned by those fighters like Suarez and Joanna, but to me, she's definitely shown like a level of how would I put it? Not just like heart, but that how would I put this? Because most people think she looks scared. Let me put it this way: everybody thinks she looks scared when she in that. No, I don't think she's scared. Like that's just that look of like, somebody's showing fear and they're backed into a corner, like a snake. Whenever they get backed into a corner, they're ready to strike. That's kind of how it is with Carla. So, she's always been that fighter ready to step in no matter the challenge. She's never been that type of fighter that was like a coward or ducking somebody. She's fought everybody pretty much, except Andrade. That fight never came along, but hey, we know Andrade is Andrade, right? So I'm just looking at her resume right now. It might not be impressive to a lot of people, but how many people can say they won that many fights? Especially the fans that are always bashing the fighter. You know what I mean? Like look at her resume, solid to me. You're not going to finish everybody, but she's got the skills enough to cancel out what these fighters can do and get a victory over them. Kind of like Caitlin Chikagan, right? Still has enough skill and IQ to get a victory over these fighters. Might not be in the most dominant fashion, but hey, she does it. She can still do it. So I give her a lot of credit, even going into this fight here. Weili is not a slouch. This is one of the toughest fights of her career. And Weili could definitely go in there and just dominate. But I think Carla is working on a lot of the right things. She's definitely kind of beefing up more, working on her physical strength. That's something that's been showing more and more throughout her. It's been showing more and more throughout her improvements in her fights. She's been trying to put on more strength because somebody of her size and frame, you need strength. You need that strength to get your respect. I mean, that's a big part of Andrade's style. Andrade is 5'1". Imagine if she was just like a weak little thing. If she just had the size but not the strength to back it up or the power to back it up. Andrade would just get on, right? So somebody with that height, strength has to be very important to a fighter like that. Because going into this fight, Weili on the feet is definitely going to be having that physical advantage. Speed, the athleticism, strength. She's got power. So for Carla, she's got to meet her in the middle. She's got to be able to meet her in the middle and get that respect from her. Be able to, switch levels quick and latch on and get Weili in positions that she's not used to. She's got to have that type of physical strength. Can it be done? We'll see. You know what I mean? Savage said, hold on. Hey, I'm trying to click on your name here, but it ain't popping up. I'm running a little slow. High five, what's going on? Marcus said, I see Zhang Weili going two ways. Either Carla takes Weili down and keeps her down, or Zhang Weili catches Carla, and we'll see Carla's little legs running across the octagon, trying not to get TKO'd. Mojo said, if Weili comes out, guns are blazing, and Carla weathers the initial storm, I can see Carla taking her down and finish her. Wow. Okay. Don't say that to the wrong people, man. They'll start to cry, Mojo. Okay, hold on. Slow down. Let me just go through the comments here a little bit. Zama said Carla's very well-rounded. She has good footwork, distance management, good timing. She is well-rounded. I won't say like she's the most well-rounded fighter. I think she's okay. Like, I won't say her striking is really like the best. Like, that's one of the things I like to see more added to her game. She's got decent footwork. But if you go back and look at some of these close fights, like if she had a little bit more to her arsenal, she could really win these fights. She could really win them, man. She's close to well-rounded. Like if she could get her striking right, yeah, I would really call her a well-rounded fighter. I call her a complete fighter. She got a high IQ though. I mean, she knows how to use it. She knows how to use it. What's working for her. Stray said, "I'm picking Weili, but not actually, not totally counting out Carla." Okay, yeah, hang on here. MMA Art, what's up? He said, "I think we will know who will win based on the first round. If Carla is able to take Weili down and control her, then she got a chance. But if she couldn't, she's in trouble." Right. I mean, you go back and look at like the fights where she dealt with physically strong fighters. If she couldn't control them, it is pretty much over. It has been pretty much a wrap. But I think she's gotten stronger than she has, since what 6 years ago when she fought Suarez and Joanna. Those fights were kind of those fights were years ago. So, it's kind of hard to use those as like a way to gauge now because she has gotten stronger. But yeah, I agree with you on that. Like if she can't control Weili from the jump, if she can't catch like a kick and maybe press Weili to the cage, then yeah, it would be issues there. 2B said anybody knocking Carla as a fighter can kick rocks. He said team Carla all day. He's just straight up going for Carla. See, he said, yeah, he's just out there like that. He said, I'm going for Carla. Savage said, I personally think as I grind my teeth that Carla is even better than her record. Go ahead. Yeah, man. Don't be scared to admit it. I mean, what do people have to lose when you just give somebody credit? You know what I mean? Like these are fighters, they know what they're doing. Not every fight is gonna be a knockout. Just give it up. It's all good, man. Just be real with it. Like I like Weili a lot. I would love to see her win the belt because I think that she's got something about Weili does have dominant factor with her. Maybe she could go on a win streak here. Like if she beats her, maybe she could go on and win a fight with Marina. Maybe she could get some get back from Rose Namajunas if that's possible, in a third fight, and keep going. Maybe a rematch with Jessica Andrade, right? Those are possibilities for it, right? But right now she got a test in front of her. She still got a test in front of her. Oh, Sink said this way off topic, but y'all remember when Tisha Torres outclassed Angela Hill last year? Oh yeah, yes sir, I remember that. Talking about the rematch. First fight popped into my mind. If you talk about the rematch, Angela Hill made me mad in that fight because I was like, "Come on, girl! Like you've been here before. You should know what she doing." But it's all good. It's Tisha Torres. She got the speed. I'm more of a, I'm a Tisha fan. I like Angela Hill, but I'm a Tisha fan from way back. So James Press said that beating JJ put on Carla is disturbing. Man, they didn't even look like they was in the right weight class. That's when everybody said that she should have been a. That's when everybody said she should have been a at atom weight for sure. They was like, Carla, you need to move down. But I was like, that's just Joanna. Joanna takedown defense is just too much. She's too strong, too powerful, like too powerful for Carla. But on the average straw weight, they can take her. They can take her pop. They can take her punches. Rose took her best shots. Like when you look at Weili, those fighters like Andrade, they don't fold to Joanna's punching power. But that showed you how strong she was for Carla at the time. But the physical strength is something Carla's been improving on, and that's something that they've really been working on with, and her trying to gain this muscle and be able to have more punch resistance. Savage said, "Yeah, be careful. Got some Weili weirdos in the comments that attack you in the WMMA streets if you're not careful." Oh, they attack, man, but I'm always on guard. Yeah, they attack, but I'm too quick, man. We got 6 McLovin 6. He got a crystal ball ahead of him. He said Weili will catch Carla with a knee like Masvidal did to Askren. Damn, he done saw the fight, man. Everybody bet on Weili. Oh man. Wild Tiger said she's still eating her nachos. Nachos sound good right about now. I'm actually eating some Doritos, you know, so that's close. That's close. High Five said Weili also literally, brutally knee Carla down. Weili never loses against shorter fighters than herself. Okay. Six said, "What time is it?" He said, "It's Weili's time. It is Weili's time," and it could be. It could very much well be. All right. So, what was I gonna say? Okay. So, the one thing I wanted to just talk about too with this fight, you know, I'm just here, just kind of having fun tonight, just running through the chat. Carla, no, Weili definitely has been making a lot of improvements. You know, she's definitely been making a lot of improvements with the squad she has right now. You know, she's definitely making a lot of good improvements with her style. And, you know, it's shown, I'd say in the Rose fight, it showed a little bit that she was still getting comfortable with the style of trying to, you know, learn how to wrestle a little bit more. You know, she was being a little more patient in that fight, a little bit more cautious, but it was still something she was trying to get adjusted to. Joanna fight, she was taking Joanna down, handling Joanna. Again, you know, Joanna's been out for like 2 years, but you know, still, Joanna was able, Weili was able to use a little bit of what she's been growing and training with now, but still needs to be seen. It still needs to be seen. And that's where, like I said, these Weili fanboys get it crazy. Like they get it crazy. They think that Weili training under under Henry Cejudo for how long now? Has it been about a year? Well, let's compare it to how long Carla's been a wrestler. They think Weili training under Henry Cejudo just totally cancels out everything Carla does as a wrestler. When Carla been wrestling for years, you know, she's been wrestling for years. You know, since she was in high school, and that counts too because as she got older, you know, she learns the ins and outs of wrestling all the way up to this point in her career. You know, she knows how to make it work for her in the sport of MMA, right? All the way up to this point. So it still counts. So the years that she has put in versus Weili, that still makes it a tough fight for Weili. Just not just, you know, you can't say, okay, just because she trains with Henry Cejudo, that's going to say everything Carla does, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I mean, I know a lot of y'all are crazy about Weili. Like I said, I like her too, but dang, man, like, don't downplay a fighter. Like, for real. Oh, you got a simulation coming up? Okay. I said, I'm going to do a video on this, you know, with the stuff broken down. I just wanted to kind of jump on here and talk about that a little bit because people think Carla's wrestling for years is just going to be canceled out by a little bit of training from, you know, Henry Cejudo. And I'm not saying like a little bit, but I'm just saying like compared to how long Weili's been wrestling versus Carla, come on. That's still not going to be an area she's going to want to be in. Oh, okay. I'll give a better example. Like, let's say I'm going to use boxing. I'll use boxing. Let's say you got a guy or a kid that's been training for boxing since he was a kid. You know, since he was a kid, since he was like 8 years old, all the way up to he was 25, just straight up training, knows the ins and outs, knows the fundamentals, right? This kid is 25 now. He goes against another 25-year-old who's only been boxing for maybe like 6 years. And this kid is trained by Floyd Mayweather and who's another name? Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay. I would think that I would bet more money on the kid that's been training for over 20 years or 17 years, from 8 years old to 25, just regular training, You know, he's won national gloves, national golden gloves, all of that. I would pick that kid over the kid that was just started being trained by Floyd Mayweather. See, people think that just because you have a big name that it's going to translate into the fight. But that's not how it works. You know, you got to look at the person that's been living, breathing, sleeping that sport the longest. I mean, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying when it comes down to it. Like, you can't cancel somebody out, disrespect their discipline just because you like somebody else so much. I mean, man, I guess you can. I guess you can because you're in your feelings. Hold on. Sorry, I had to eat something real quick. James Perez said if Carla was an average strawweight at least, then she would have been even greater just based off of her wrestling skill. She might be the best wrestler, but she's still undersized, right? Undersized, but with a belt. Okay, Six said Weili's knowledge she's gaining about Western MMA competition with Cejudo was all she needed. She's already Sando trade. She just needs to work her wrestling more like Islam. Weili is already in training Sando, so she'll utilize her wrestling skills more, and the Western competition is way more better for her than she's looking for the knockout. Yeah, I would rather her work with that than just try to look for a knockout, you know, in this type of fight, because Carl is going to be expecting that. That's the thing I'm thinking about in this fight. Like if Weili goes for knockouts and even looks for these big kicks and she's looking for, you know, the big swing to get Carla out of there, you know, that's a very dangerous look because that's where Carla's going to want to be completely on the outside, or she's going to want to be completely on the inside. She ain't going to be in the mid-range, right? She's not going to be on the mid-range fighting Weili. She's going to be looking for those opportunities to latch on to Weili and take her down and make it an ugly fight. You know what I mean? Like in the Rose fight, they were just playing, you know, the Rose rematch, they both were just playing it too safe. And it was just like, I don't know what they were doing. Like Carla couldn't get completely in there, but I think she was a little worried about not just Rose's counter striking, but she was worried about Rose's jiu-jitsu as well, you know, about taking Rose down and, you know, having to grapple with. I think she was worried about that in this fight. But I think in the Weili fight, she will take a few more chances here because she's not going to try to put on another boring fight. So she's going to have to go all out this time and even say, you know what, when Weili is coming in for strikes, I got to rush her, latch on, either be that blanket, even if it is a boring fight, but I got to control rounds on the ground. So she's going to either be on the inside or on the outside, looking at every move, every striking move that Weili makes. As soon as she makes a mistake, that's when she's going to make that move and try to take her down. Okay. Well, Six, she's fighting her now. I have no problem with that. Like, I don't think she really ever refused to take on big names. Maybe she just wanted to get a couple fights in and then say, you know what, I'm gonna wait for this one because that's high risk, low reward in this situation. But I really wouldn't say that's like a duck because I mean, she still fought everybody else. Like, that's never really a moment where she was trying to avoid Weili, because I don't even think she was trying to avoid her now. You know, a lot of people thought she was trying to avoid her now. All right, yeah, you got about 31 people. Make sure you hit that like button. Even if you don't like what I'm saying, you know, you can hit the like button. Sorry, I was eating again. Top 5 said Carla is a great wrestler who couldn't put Joanna down, but Weili did the otherwise to Joanna. Styles make fights. Styles make fights. High five in 2 different time periods as well. I really couldn't measure those fights though. High five because they're just too far off. Oh, I appreciate that. Wild Tiger, I just saw that. Hold on. Well, there it goes. It just came in. My bad. Okay. Wild Tiger with the 10 spot says, I don't want to see Esparza versus Namajunas 3 because that rematch was so horrible. She said, those 2 cats in the octagon I watched that because cats can fight. Tiger versus Lion in the octagon I'll watch. Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't think they'll ever say. I don't think Dana will ever put that fight out again. I don't want to see that fight. Yeah, Weili's got a. If Weili wins this belt, man, you know how many people are gonna be calling for her fight. I bet you even Rose is gonna try to get a 3rd fight because she's gonna be a 3rd. She'll try to be a 3-time champion again, right? Andrade will be back down. Who else? Oh no, Marina gets her shot first though, if she gets by Amanda Lemos, right? Man, Amanda Lemos. I mean, Marina Rodriguez. She got a tough test ahead of her, man. She got a tough test ahead of her. It's crazy. You know, she got to fight down, and it's also a dangerous opponent that she's fighting down. She could very much well lose her title shot. So, you know, Marina, she's in that lose situation, and, you know, Lemos ain't got nothing to lose, really, because, you know, she getting a step up. And, you know, like I said, she's already ranked down, but Marina, she's got a lot to lose here. You know? Rose got a movie out, right? Rose got a new movie out too. Like, I guess she got a documentary out, so she's promoting it now. Yeah, that's what I was saying, James. At the beginning of her reign against Carla and semi-retired in her last, right? Two different ones, you know, just 2 different stages there. Oh, James, you talking about the Ebos fight, right? He said I just saw the Marina and Ebos fight. Marina took her out twice. I told you she took her out twice. People think I was being funny, but no, she literally stopped her twice in that fight. I didn't think that was funny. I wasn't trying to be funny. I was just saying she literally got stopped 2 times in that fight. You know, in the second round, 2 times she got stopped because she easily could have been done, but her, you know, let it go on. And Marina was like, okay. And Ebos didn't look like she would have argued if he let it stop. You know, if he would have stopped it on the first go round, I don't think he would have got. She wouldn't have been disappointed or anything. Yeah, he could have stopped it right there. Lolita says Silva threw the fight. He did. He threw the fight. He threw that fight because I got the clip of the angle, and that right hand didn't even drop it, man. That right hand brushed right by his face. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe it was just heavy air. Maybe he was off balance, but that right hand didn't land clean on Silva to me. Like he ate a jab and then he ate like a right hand swung by his face. Like I said, maybe I don't know. It looked off to me. James G said he want to talk about Tate. Hang on. Savage said that Rodriguez versus Lemos fight should be fireworks. It may not go the distance with that level of striking going with each other. We'll see. Yeah. I could still see it going the distance because I thought a couple of these other fights wouldn't. Shoot, Michelle Waterson with the distance with Lemos too, right? So I'm kind of, thinking somebody with Marina skills should be able to do her thing, should be able to hold her own in there. Marcus says Silva was dancing for that check. Yeah. Oh, she did, right? Wait a minute. She did. Did she get subbed? Yeah, she did. Okay, yeah. Waterson got subbed, right? Yeah, that's right. I was thinking of Rodriguez. Man, these fights run. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, she got subbed in that fight. Let me see. Hold on. Was it second round or was it third round? Was that a main event? Yeah, Lemos. Yeah. Lemos submitted Waterson in round 2. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Round 2. Savage said I meant Marina. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was a co-main event. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, she did get that victory. Yeah, Marina went all 5. Yeah. Saint Marina went all 5 with Waterson. Got hit with a body shot too in that fight and got hurt. Had her lips swollen too in that fight, if I recall. Okay, so yeah, what's next here? What y'all talking about? Miesha Tate and Mayra Silva. Like I said, I'm not really on here breaking a lot of stuff down, but I just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit. Uh, let's see, 28 people. Let's get to 20 likes, and then I'll talk about Miesha Tate and Mayra Silva. What 22? We got 28 people. All right, James G. We'll move on if I get to 22 likes at least. How's that? Is that fair? Robot Chicken said he don't want to see her. What's good, Robot Chicken? He said he don't want to see Rose anymore. Let me see here. Okay, James G said fair. Okay, 28 people, just 22 likes, and then we'll jump and talk about Mayra Silva and Miesha Tate a little bit here. I'm gonna just read some comments for a second. High Five said Waterson should take Lemos down. Should have taken Lemos down when she got weaker. Waterson played strong strategy, which was when Lemos was really strong in the early in the fight. Then she landed a lot of combinations on Lemos a little bit too, right? She was landing more volume, I thought. Okay. Well, I'll talk about it a little bit here. Yeah, let's talk about it some. Okay. So again, prowling around here or surfing around here on WMMA rankings. Here we got Mayra Silva making a call out to Miesha Tate. She said this is a fight that she wants. She said the Brazilians love Miesha Tate. So she said, hey, let's make this fight happen. Let's see here. Let's pull it up here. WMMA rankings. Hang on here 1 second. Miesha Tate, Mayra Silva. All right. Here we go. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Mayra Silva calls out Miesha Tate for a showdown in Brazil. When is the next Brazilian card anyway? When's the next card in Brazil? Because she's trying to get on it. 281, 283. So Silva got on IG, gave a call out. She said UFC 283. She wants to fight Miesha Tate in Brazil. Let's go, Miesha Tate. The Brazilian people love you and want this fight. It would be an honor to share the octagon with you. Okay. So I personally, I'm not really wanting to fight. I didn't ask for it, but now she brought it up, I don't think that's a bad. I don't think that's a bad idea for Silva. Make your call out. Who else is calling fighters out like that, right? You got Tyler Santos calling out Valentina. Other than that, you don't really get too many call outs. I respect that. She want to make some money. She want to get a veteran on her list. And then she wants to put that veteran on her resume. That's on her hit list. Let's get Miesha Tate out the way. And let's climb these rankings. Because as y'all know, Mayra Silva, she's probably staying at bantamweight from what I've heard. At this point, she's not moving back down to 125. She won 2 fights against lesser opposition. Who did she beat? Wu Yanan and Stephanie Edgar. Now she's ready to step her game up against Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate's got more experience than them fighters, but this is a winnable fight for Silva, in my opinion. Tate is the last WMMA legend people can make a statement off of. Exactly. That's why it's a good call out. It's a good name for it because it can be done. Miesha Tate seen better days. Of course, her last fight at 125 wasn't a smart idea for her to jump in there and get Lauren Murphy. That's why I had to pick Lauren Murphy in that fight, man. I was like, you know what, Lauren, we're going to handle Miesha Tate. She's never been here before. But going back to 135, I still think that this could be a problem for her. You got one fighter in Silva who's improving and who's hungry and is found a home now at 135 because I think the weight's better for Silva. She's not really making a rough weight cut now for her. And she seems to be filling out more here bantamweight. So I think that's a good choice for her. James, what else was it you wanted to talk about with this fight anyway? What you got? You got a question about the fight? Let's take a look at the rankings, man. Because Miesha Tate, definitely, she's a legend that you can get your name off of at this point. It's a safer fight for Miesha Tate because she took a bad beating against Ketlin Vieira, took a bad one against Lauren Murphy. Shoot, if she was to fight somebody like Aldana at this point, she could really get hurt. Fighting somebody like Macy Chiasson could be a problem for her. She's a big one. She's a big bantamweight too. Even if Miesha Tate tried to move up to 145, there's fighters like Norma Dumont that could really hurt her. So at this point, fighting down would be a wise choice for Miesha Tate. Maybe even to fight out her contract. All right, so Miesha Tate right now is number 10. Mayra Silva is number 14. Let's say Silva wins that fight. Is she ready for the top 10 then? Can't really argue now. She, they got her ranked in at 14. Who else can she fight? Lena Landsberg just lost. Julia Avila still out. And Norma Dumont's ranked number 13. She's not really a bantamweight. They just got her in there. She's not a bantamweight. She's she fights at featherweight. Like, she's a full-time featherweight fighter, but they got Norma ranked at number 13 at bantamweight, 13 at bantamweight. And then Josiane Nunes is number 15. She's number 15. Another one fighting at featherweight in a couple of months, I believe, right? January. So Miesha Tate's a perfect call out. It's logical. It's, the only one around that she can fight, number 10. So she can get that money off of that name and, get that name on the resume. James G says she can time people, but they mostly get up now. She has bad takedowns too. Yeah, and you got to remember too, like Silva's pretty good on the ground. She's got some pretty underrated jujitsu. Sometimes she just chooses to scrap and get dirty in there. Like she can dirty box and she'll kind of use her shoot box style a lot. But when she's on her back, Mayra Bueno Silva she's not bad. She's definitely not bad on her back like that. Then you got to put that strength she's carrying up to 135. I give Silva a good chance in this fight because I think her striking is better than Miesha Tate. I mean, yes or no? Silva's striking better than Miesha Tate, yes or no? I mean, yeah, Miesha might be the better wrestler in some cases, and yeah, she's has more experience, but I think the cleaner striking is Silva. It's not some, it's obvious. I'm not gonna say, look, there's some fans out there that want to say, okay, just because Miesha Tate has been a former champion, that her striking is better. But let's be real. Silva's striking is better because there's some fighters on lower levels right now that have better striking than these fighters on the high level. Silva's hands are definitely sharper. They're definitely sharper, man. And I think that is something Silva's looking at. But Silva coming forward could be an opening for Miesha Tate's grappling, to try to wrestle her down and make the fight more so of a ground fight. But she can probably get that respect with her straight jab, man. Like her jabs and her calf kicks. Those are some good striking fundamentals of Silva compared to Tate. Yeah, Yellow Leader said, yeah, it is. Zama said she couldn't do anything to Marina Moreau though. Yeah, she bust up Marina Moreau's head. I mean, Marina Moreau won the fight, but Marina Moreau was opened up. Don't you remember she hit her with I think she hit Marina Moreau with a body shot in that fight too? That fight, but Marina won the fight. Yeah, she won the fight off of volume, but she did some damage in that fight, if I remember correctly. And you're talking about Marina Moreau. Come on, Zaman. You compare Marina Moreau, who's got a boxing background, compared to Miesha Tate. So I'm not gonna argue that. You know that. Come on. Six said Miesha's a better coach, if anything. Yeah, I agree with that. I think her and Juliana Pena are very good coaches. I think she's a very good coach. Like she's a good analyst. Like she's very good at like watching and breaking fights down. Miesha Tate's very good like that. What was that you said, James? Hold on. Silva went toe to toe. Manon Tate died by Murphy's jab. Yeah. Yeah, she stood in there with Manon. I think Manon outclassed her. And I don't know what she was doing in that Manon fight. But yeah, Murphy killed her with that jab, man. I mean, she was just banging her up with that. And I knew that fight was going to look that way, too. Mojo, appreciate it with the 5-10 spot. Thank you, sir. He said, appreciate you doing these live streams during down weeks or slow times in WMMA fights combo. Yeah, man, no problem, man. Like I said, there's still other stuff going on and interesting fights coming up. So, we can talk about it. It sucks that there were no fights this week, though, man. Like, out of how many women are on the roster? How many women they have on the roster now? Like, I think Two Beats told me the number the other day. I don't know if he was just throwing a number out. Were you throwing a number out, or did you actually look? How many? It's like almost 200. Am I over picking the number here? Like, how many women is in the UFC roster? And you couldn't put at least 2 fights. I ain't even gonna say one fight because I want to see more than one. You couldn't even put 2 fights on this card, one on the prelims and one on the main card. Like no women wanted to fight. 60 or 70, okay. Wait a minute, is that it? No, it got to be more than that because there's like 30 flyweights alone. The other night I remember like a month ago I did like a count of all the flyweights. There's almost like 20 or 30 flyweights alone, so there's got to be more than that. Because count the divisions, Mary. Now, hold on, count the divisions. Well, 200, I was pushing it there. I was just throwing a wild number out there. That I know that ain't right. I couldn't 50 or 6. That's got to be more than that. Because strawweight, flyweight, and bantamweight have a top 15, right? That's 45 right there. That's 45 right there. Plus all the unranked fighters, which is like what? Probably like another 34. It got to be at least like 80. Or 90. Yeah, 135 has only got, well, no, they don't only have 15 because you got to think of the ones that are unranked. And 135 and 145, yeah, it's kind of a mixed. Okay, Lolita said there's 254 registered. Okay, so I was okay. I was right. 200 something, because the unranked realm, there's a lot of fighters. You got to remember, like, there's a lot of fighters. Like, he's signing them almost like by the day or about a week. You know, there's girls that haven't even fought yet. 254 registered, which, yeah, some of them probably like semi-retired. Like, you can't really count JoJo at this time, or even like, well, Sarah McMahon is out of her contract. But you got 254 registered. I'm like, you couldn't get anybody? Okay, Lolita said, how many UFC women fighters are there? There are a total of 254 registered females. These female warriors are fighting across 4 specific weight classes. Okay. So it is like 200 something. Okay. For sure. So yeah, that's enough. To me, that's like enough that you could go, get at least 2 or 3 a night. A lot of these women don't want to fight, though. It's like, I'm sure some of them do, because some of them be looking for fights. Like, I know, Miranda said she was looking for fights, and she had 4 fighters turn her down. So it's like, wow, come on. Shouldn't let fighters make no turn down like that unless they got a real excuse. So yeah, when you got fighters turning fights down, that's another thing that makes it hard to get on a card. Shin said there's no WMM fights because of Herb. Herb Dean? What did Herb Dean do? Yeah, that is a big number, James. Yeah, from what I was counting and calculating, I could at least get I could give you 90, because you got 45 in the 3 ranked divisions, and then you got at least 20 unranked 20 unranked strawweights, 20 unranked flyweights, and maybe like 15 to 20 unranked strawweights and flyweights, plus those featherweights that aren't ranked, like Zara dos Santos, those stragglers around the divisions. So I would say maybe like I was thinking like maybe 80, low 90. Yeah, like 90 sounds about right, like in that range. And that would 90 would include like some of the ones that haven't fought in forever, like some of the inactive fighters. Yeah, there was some good boxing last night. Yeah, Lolita, I enjoyed that Lomachenko Ortiz fight. I thought Ortiz won, but he gave up the last couple rounds. Yeah, if we had 254 actually like active women, I think we would definitely be having at least like three or four, three or four fights on a card per weekend. Robot Chicken said 254 seems like Invictus roster. I don't even know if Invictus roster is that big. Mm, I don't know if there's more than one. Because one only has what? It only has what? Their atom weight division and straw weight division, which is a flyweight and straw weight division. And they have Muay Thai and they have kickboxing. So yeah, you get other disciplines, but in grappling. But like if you just focus on MMA, I think I thought UFC would have more, has more than one FC. Oh, you mean better fights? I don't know if they're better. I don't know if they're better. There's good ones there, but I think that UFC has a mixture of styles for me. Like you got a lot of Brazilians, so you got a lot of, you get to experience the jujitsu. You got some Asian fighters. You get striking. I think UFC to me has a better variety, man. James E said it would be 50-50 since Lipsky stay being inconsistent. Which fight is that? I was thinking that Lipsky can be another fight Tate can have. Lipsky, Lipsky, and bantamweight still. I thought she just did that because Priscilla Cachoeira missed weight. I don't think Lipsky would look better at strawweight to me than 135. Shoot, Lipsky might get I think Lipsky would get submitted by Miesha Tate. I'd rather see her back at flyweight or even strawweight compared to that to doing that. Yeah, yeah, TJ. That's why I said yeah. One has like variety of all different disciplines. But I mean, if you want to see like fighting styles in MMA, I think it's more well rounded that way. You know what I mean? Like as far as fighters knowing more disciplines, but yeah, they got more like everything. Like I named earlier, kickboxing, Muay Thai, grappling, all of that. Lolita said Priscilla versus Andrade. Not a bad fight. Somebody getting knocked out. Lipsky got Khabib by Antonina, yeah, and by Montana, right? Robot Chicken said, I don't like watching low-level fighters, men or women. I just want competitive fights. Well, your low levels can be competitive as long as you got them matched up right, right? All right, y'all. Time Velismus, man. When's she fighting again? Velismus is fighting. Who is she fighting? Oh yeah, Corey McKenna. Sinks. I hope Tate don't go to flyweight again. Yeah, I don't think she need to be a flyweight. I think that weight's a mistake for her at this point. 35, 36 years old. All right, straight. At 35, 30, 30, 35, 36, yeah, that's not a good weight for her. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna jump on talk some fights this week tomorrow too. We haven't really talked about the fights yet because I was just jumping on here to kill some time and try to promote this Carla Weili fight, right? Because it's a good fight. You know, that's what it is, right? WMMA, you got to promote it. It's a fight I'm looking forward to. Carla Esparza versus Weili. Hold on. Bullet versus Cyborg. That's yeah. I don't like that fight. That's a dangerous fight right there. Zama said Bone made Lipsy look like a killer. She did, man. Like she was landing clean on Bone in that fight. Yeah, we got 4 fights. I'm gonna talk about these fights either tomorrow or Tuesday. Should be a good card. Let's see. Just a real quick look. We got. Hang on. Hang on one. Oh man. Dang, man. So the phone of mine shut down. Hold on. All right, hold on here. It's 4 fights. So we got Tamaris Vidal versus Ramona Pascal. Poliana Viana versus Jinu Fry. Miranda Maverick versus Shanna Young. And then you got Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Lemos. Okay, so we got 4 good fights. You know, not bad. Hopefully all 4 fights play out. That we don't get shorted any fights. Nobody misses weight. Nobody tests positive. Hopefully everything comes out okay. Okay. James said Bullet beating Cyborg, you'd have to find a new term for her. He said the GOAT wouldn't be an understatement at that point. I don't think it would happen, though. The fight wouldn't happen And if it happened, Valentina winning that fight wouldn't happen. How you like it like that? It wouldn't happen, but if it happened, Valentina winning would not happen. Savage said, any week there's no WMMA on a card, it's a sad week for Savage. I know, man. What's her name? Chiara Pinko fought that girl, the Butcher's daughter, Bellator. She won a fight. Other than that, it was just boxing and the sideshow between Silva and Paul. That was about it. Oh man, Marcus, boxing, yes, boxing events, but no, it was here in my state too. 2 years ago, I missed out. I missed out on it. I was gonna get a ticket, but I missed out. Never got to go to one here. Nope. Next time they come back to my state, I'll go. He had said, I'm ninja listening, but I did like, I'm curious. Have you ever been to a UFC event? I'm in Florida, so I almost went to the Masvidal Usman fight, but that timing didn't work out. Yeah, same with me. It was bad timing on mine. It was bad timing on my car when I could have went to a card. You know, it was in my city. Literally 10 minutes away. Bad timing, though. Bad timing. Marcus said, I've never been to one personally, but I'm planning on to go to. Yeah, I'm going to definitely go to a few. You know, I'm definitely going to start going to some now. On the East Coast, maybe, you know, on the East Coast, maybe I'll go to some, but, you know, I really, I really wanted to go to one that was right up the road. I could have walked to it. I could have walked to it, Mark. I could have just, you know, got my ticket, got up in line and walked to it. But, hey, bad timing. But that's it for me tonight, y'all. I was just on here just kind of, like I said, no planned show. Just wanted to talk about a few things and off the top and while I was eating something. But hit that like button on your way out and make sure you subscribe if you haven't. And I'll be on tomorrow with a few things for sure to talk about and maybe some videos this week if I get some time. What's tomorrow? Halloween, right? Tomorrow's Halloween. Yeah, so I'll be on tomorrow. We'll talk about the fights that are coming up, do some breakdowns or whatever. He said, I went to a WWF event. I think when I got out of wrestling, that's when I could have went to a few. But I was already kind of done with wrestling at that point. As I got older, I got tired of wrestling. Especially now, I can't even tell you a single wrestler's name now. I don't even like wrestling anymore. Not at all. All right. So, yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Those who donated for sure. Definitely. I'm getting up out of here. Combo Breaking 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.